Okay, so just a quick one tonight. I wanted to talk about how you test a gramophone if you don't have the winding handle. And when I say winding handle, sort of winding crank, this thing here. Now, this machine here, this is a HMV 99. It's a bit of an unusual model. Was very cheap because it had no winding handle, and this handle, although it's got the sort of the same flutes, is actually too big. This is off a HMV 102. This unfortunately just does not fit in there. So I wasn't able to try it with this. And what's more, in the shop, of course, I didn't have this. Although I have started taking winding handles to fairs like Retro Tech, because it's useful to test motors and the like. Anyway, this machine, no winding handle, cheap because it was no winding handle, but did it work? Was it actually worth picking up? And how could I tell? Well, if you have a look at the machine, when it's playing a record, the platter will turn in this direction here. And the needle actually drags. The needle drags along the record. And one of the curious things about gramophones is that if you actually turn the platter in the other direction, and this is true, I mean there's going to be probably exceptions to this rule where this doesn't work, but if you turn it in the other direction, then we'll actually drive back through the mechanism and start to put turns onto the spring. So you can see there's actually a bit of movement. If I put something small on there, you can see that's flying around. Well, not flying around, that's moving around. Now there's not enough power in there to actually play a record, and it would be impractical to actually wind a gramophone enough to play a record. I mean, you probably could, but it's really not going to be worth the trouble. So it's really just for test purposes, but there we go. That's what that looks like. Now I'm going to get another gramophone on the table just to show you what it's like when the spring is actually broken. So let me do that now. Let me just put this one away. Now this will feature in another video at some point. So this machine came from Retro Tech UK, which was a fair in the UK in May. This was May 24. So it again was very cheap, no winding handle, but I was able to test it actually and see whether the platter or whether the spring inside actually did anything. And if I wind it, so again, when it's in normal operation, the needle will drag across the record. So I need to wind it in this direction here, which is the wrong way for playing a record. And you can hear the motor actually, you can hear the sort of whir of the gears. So that's going the wrong way. That's just the momentum of me actually turning the platter. So give it a moment and let's see whether any of that power is transferred to the spring. Well, there's a tiny amount of movement back, just a tiny amount of movement, but nothing. I mean, yeah, I mean, nothing of any note. So basically the spring in this machine is either disconnected or it's broken, which is unfortunate. Okay, so there you are. That's a very simple, quick method of checking to see whether the spring is broken in a gramophone that you're attempting to buy or wishing to buy. Now it is possible that a broken spring will wind up very slightly, or if it's a two-spring machine or a multi-spring machine, then one of the springs will wind up and it will actually pass this test even with a broken spring. But for most single spring machines, I'd expect this to show the problem. And to be honest, if the machine has a broken spring, I would absolutely recommend not buying it. I kind of regret buying this machine. I bought it because of the type of machine and the look, but I don't know what I was thinking. I do not need a machine with a broken spring. Gramophone springs are actually dangerous to work on, and I really don't want to have to do anything with this one if I can possibly help it. And I certainly wouldn't recommend anybody actually trying to replace or fix a gramophone spring. They are dangerous to work on. Okay, well, that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you did, and if you've enjoyed this one, then maybe you'll like this one too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.